Today, we're going to break down a blueprint for how to build a real community. We're going to see how one organization weaves together career support, education, and cultural life to create this incredible support system for its members. So let's dive in and see how they pull it off.
Think about it. It's a huge question, right? How do you build a new home, a new support system, when you're thousands of miles away from everything you know? How do you keep your culture alive, but also, build a future in a totally new country? Well, today we're looking at one group's powerful answer to that very question. And that group is APTA, the American Progressive Telugu Association. So they were founded way back in 2008, and for over 15 years now, they've been this absolute cornerstone for the Telugu-speaking community here in the US. And listen, we are not talking about a small club here. APTA connects more than 5,700 families. It's become this vital bridge between their heritage and their future in America. So what's their secret? How do they do it? Well, their whole approach really rests on three key pillars. And we're going to start with the first one, building a solid professional foundation. Because for a lot of members, career growth is, of course, a huge priority. And APTA has built this incredible system to help them succeed. Okay, so one of the biggest perks for members is getting access to these exclusive, really high-value workshops. And these aren't just your generic webinars either. They're super targeted sessions with real industry leaders. The whole idea is to give members practical, hands-on knowledge that gives them a genuine competitive edge out there. And just look at the caliber of people they bring in. For an event on breaking into AI, their guest speaker was Madhavi Najana, who's on the Forbes Technology Console. I mean, this isn't just some lecture. This is giving people direct access to the kind of expert that can literally shape a career. That's something that would be pretty much out of reach for most people on their own. And does this support actually work? Well, you bet it does. This quote from a member says everything. After 5 months of searching, they found a job directly through the community group. See, that's more than just networking. It's proof that when you have that trust and shared purpose, a community can become this incredibly powerful career engine. And what's really impressive here is the sheer diversity of the support. It's not just focused on one industry. I mean, one day they're hosting cutting-edge AI workshops, and the next they're running programs to help people become public school teachers. It just shows you how committed they are to empowering members across all kinds of professions. Okay, so professional development is obviously vital for the members who are here right now, but a community's real strength, lies in how it prepares its young people. So what about the next generation? How is APTA investing in its students? And that brings us right to the second pillar of their work, education and youth services. APTA has this really dedicated focus on making sure the children of its members have all the tools they need to succeed, not just in school, but in life. Here's a perfect example. APTA provides free SAT math classes for high schoolers. Now, any parent with a kid heading to college knows just how incredibly valuable and, let's be real, expensive that kind of prep can be. But here, it's a community service. And we're not talking about some quick review either. The curriculum covers all 4 major parts of the test, which gives these students a serious advantage. And beyond just test prep, they also give direct financial help through their Student Education Program, or ASAP. And the model is just brilliant in its simplicity. APTA basically acts as a trusted bridge, connecting generous donors from inside the community with bright students who need a little help to chase their dreams. It's literally the community funding its own future. So we've seen the professional support, we've seen the educational support, but what really makes a community feel like home? It's the shared experiences, right? The connections. And that brings us to the third pillar of APTA's work, strengthening that social and spiritual fabric that holds everyone together. And just take a look at the variety here. You've got everything from spiritual sessions to huge holiday celebrations for events like Diwali, and even really practical things like virtual matrimony services to help families connect. It's clear they're trying to support the entire spectrum of their members' lives. And all of this activity, it goes so much deeper than just networking or having fun. This quote just nails it. It's about building character. It's about raising a generation of young adults who have a real passion for helping others. And when you think about it, that brings the entire mission full circle, doesn't it? So when you start putting all these pieces together, the professional, the educational, and the cultural, you really start to see the incredible ripple effect of APTA's work. It's this amazing legacy that's been built on years of consistent, dedicated service.
And just think about the scale for a second. Nearly 8,000 students have directly benefited from APT's education programs. That is a staggering number. But then you look at that third bar, 135 medical camps. That's a whole other dimension of service that just shows how deep their commitment to the community really goes.
And this really gets to the heart of their whole philosophy. This isn't just about handing out services. As this quote says, it's about a community taking responsibility for its own. It creates this powerful, self-sustaining cycle of giving back that makes sure the community is going to thrive for generations to come.
Of course, this level of success, it doesn't just happen by accident. It takes a ton of clear vision and dedicated leadership. It's guided by the entire APTA team and its president for the 2025-2026 term, Mr. Madhuvuli, who are all working to keep this incredible ship steering forward. So APTA really gives us this amazing blueprint for how to build a thriving community, a professional network, an educational foundation, and a cultural home, all in one. But it also leaves us with a really big question for the future. In a world that feels like it's getting more digital, maybe even more disconnected, are these kinds of real on-the-ground community hubs going to become more essential than ever? Something to think about.